Hi everyone, my name is Victoria Fernandez and welcome to my channel, I Live to Inspire Mental Health. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I post weekly videos about mental health and my experience with bipolar disorder. In this week's video, I'm going to talk about the relationship between someone and their sibling who has a mental illness and dealing with all those emotions of having a loved one going through something really hard and their role in that whole situation. Now, it is the first time that I'm filming in around a month. April was a month filled of many events and things that kept me from being able to focus on this channel a lot. But I am excited to get back. Honestly, I do get a little anxious whenever I don't film for like more than a week like coming back, getting on camera, but we're here. I'm excited. May has so much going on in this channel. I am going to be able to focus on it so much more because I'm graduating. I only have one more week of school left and I'm super excited about that. Also, let me know if you want me to talk about whatever you want me to talk about on the comments or message me on Instagram at I Live to Inspire Mental Health. So let's get to the topic. I have gotten so many questions about this throughout my time as making these YouTube videos because a lot of the people watching my videos are family members who are struggling with a loved one who has a mental illness. So as someone who watched their family, go through so much while I was in my worst part, I understand that suffering. Maybe not in the sense of like I saw myself obviously going through that, but I saw the pain in their eyes, not because they don't love me or they would be better off without me. I don't want anyone to think that if you're watching this and you're the one with a mental illness. That's what I believed. Oh, they'll be better off without me. But that's not true. They would be heartbroken, terrible. Like their lives would shatter without you and me, without us being in their lives. It's just hard for them to watch someone suffer. And that is a normal thing. That is a human thing. And it's important to know how to deal with those emotions, what to do to actually be able to help yourself and help the person that you love. Because what happens often is that people get exhausted emotionally whenever they're taking care of somebody who has a mental illness. I mean, it is a hard job. I saw that with my parents, having to take care all the time, watching the person that you knew in 1 second change to another person, typically in their teenage years. It's not an easy thing by any means. So that takes a toll on people, on our family members, on our parents, and especially on our siblings. It's some type of feeling where it's like, how much is my responsibility with this? Like I love my brother, my sister, but I don't know what to do. And sometimes that pain of being shut out, because I know that I was not a great sister whenever I was going through my worst time. I wanted to be by myself. I didn't want to play with my sister. She's a lot younger than me, so it might be a little different than other relationships that are closer to each other in age, but it was definitely hard on her. It was hard on me because I felt guilt because I wanted to be better, but I couldn't because I wasn't feeling good. But at the same time, I was shutting her out, and that affected her as well. She couldn't leave because, she was little, but it was something that was exhausting for her as well. All she wanted to do was play with me, and I didn't want to. And so that happens as a sibling. Maybe you're telling your brother or sister like, hey, I want to be there for you. How can I help you? And they're shutting you out, and you just feel helpless. So you back out, block it all out, and maybe focus on something else. Maybe move out. Maybe you just can't handle it. And then you're living with this guilt every single day of being not a good brother, not a good sister, not a good sibling, of not being able to be there for them. So yes, you're trying to live a better life, not not focus on problems or whatever, but at the same time, you're always living with this guilt on top of you. And it's because you're human. We can all get emotionally exhausted. That is absolutely normal. It's normal to feel guilty as well, but you don't have to feel guilty. And one of the best ways to not reach that point of exhaustion is by getting help yourself. It is not selfish to put yourself first. It is not, because you're human. And the only way that you can take care of somebody else is by doing just that, by setting those limits of, okay, this is the time that I can allocate towards being in this situation, towards helping you. I can help you here, and there, but that's all I can give of myself today. and that's okay. I'm sure that that person, just like I did, whenever I got out of this mess, I understood the things that I did or what I put people through, and I fixed those relationships myself. I worked towards that because it wasn't easy. My sister and I would fight all the time. We argued about the smallest thing, about toothpaste, about whatever it was. And it was always a constant argument. Because why? Because we had gone through something so hard, because it is emotionally draining, and you have to build that relationship again. So you have to learn to let go of that guilt. Forgive yourself. Okay, I wasn't there for someone I love, but it was because I was emotionally drained, because I was exhausted, because I needed to put myself first in some way or form so I could keep myself sane. It is not because I don't love that person. If you didn't love that person, you wouldn't feel guilty. If you didn't love that person, you would just not have ever been there for them. So it's not that you don't love them. It's that you're human, and that's okay. And explaining that to them, it's like, okay, so that happened, I left. How do I approach them? Well, you have a candid conversation. You say, hey, I'm sorry I walked out. I'm sorry I couldn't be there for you all the time. I had to take care of myself first, and I am working on that. And I think a huge aspect of that is actually getting help. Go into a psychologist for yourself and to be better equipped to help that person, to not reach this point of exhaustion. Give yourself time. It's okay to put yourself first. It's okay to have fun, or to have it have moments of joy in your life, even when someone's going through a hard time. Same thing with the pandemic. I mean, it's something that it's okay to have good moments, even when bad things are happening, because we're humans and we're allowed to feel. Whenever we don't feel, we don't let ourselves feel, whether that is positive or negative emotions. We keep them all trapped in there. It just does us harm. And we start seeing it physically affect us as well in other ways, like how we feel. Maybe our head starts to hurt. Maybe, whatever it is. It's not good to just keep your feelings to yourself. It's good to express them. It's good to share them, work through them, understand them, and that way you won't reach that point. But if you reach that point, again, it's never too late to rebuild that relationship. It is understandable. You're human, and it's not easy at all. I know it wasn't easy for my parents. I know it wasn't easy for my sister. I know it wasn't easy for my friends. And again, if you're watching this and you're the person with a mental illness, don't give up. Those people love you so much. They want you to be here. But it's just hard for them because they love you that much, that they want you to be happy and okay, and they want you to get help. And that's so important, getting help, because life is worth living and people love you. That's so important for you to know. People love you. No matter what your mind is telling you, you are worthy of life. You're worthy of happiness, of love, no matter what your mind is tricking you to think or feel. Just remind yourself of that. Write a sticky note, put it on there. And again, as a sibling, work on that guilt, because you have to understand, again, you're human, and it's never too late to fix a relationship. It's never too late to walk back into their lives and be like, hey, I worked on myself. What do you need? Can I get you to get help? And always remember that the help, you can push someone to, try to get help, to do this and that. But ultimately, the help or the desire or the willingness has to come from the individual. It's just like when, we play a sport and we get tired. The same thing happens with our emotions, and that's absolutely normal. So work on that. Work on fixing that relationship at your own time. Work on setting limits. Hey, this is all I can do for you today. That's all I have in me. And that way you're going to prevent yourself from reaching that point of exhaustion. You're going to take care of yourself. You're going to take care of the one that you love. And you're going to have a better relationship, and you're going to be happier. You're going to be able to let go of that guilt. And remember to focus on your happiness too. That it's okay, like I said before, to feel happy, to feel joy, even when other people are not okay. I think that as humans, we always hold that guilt of, oh, I shouldn't feel this or I shouldn't feel that. But that's okay. It's okay to feel your emotions. That's what we're here on this earth to do, to feel. I mean, that's what drives all of us. That's our motivation. So remember that, and I really do hope that this video is helpful. I know this is the perspective of someone who was the person who had the mental illness or has the mental illness, and I just hope that you guys can really fix that and improve that and put yourself first as well and those limits. So I hope that you guys like this video. I hope that you find it helpful. Please comment, what you thought of it, if it was helpful to you, what you want me to talk about. Also, I am thinking of starting a podcast where I can put these videos in Spotify, Apple Music, because I have heard that some people want to just listen to it while they're driving, while they're just studying. So I might do that pretty soon, and I'll keep y'all updated. And thank you for all your support. We have been growing more, and that's very exciting for me. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share with someone who you believe should watch this video, and to always remember that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and a bad day does not mean a bad life.